Hi, my name's Lachlan Wilmot. I'm the strength and power coach here at the GWS Giants. Contact time strong, but also landing position strong. Hi, my name's Lachlan Wilmot and I'm the strength and power coach here at the GWS Giants. Over the past couple of series, we've started to look at plyometric training, how it can help injury prevention, but also you as coaches, how you can implement some contrast training and utilise some plyometric training to improve the power of your athletes. Over the next couple of episodes, what we're going to look at is the difference between jump land training and high-end plyometric training. So the word plyometric has been thrown around quite a bit by a lot of coaches and different areas of our sporting world, and usually it refers to explosive jump training. But what we start to see as well is there's very low amplitude mechanical based movements that people do that call them plyometric training. So what we want to try and do today is not necessarily look at the difference between a jump land and plyometric or try and get political in the terms, but we want to try and look at exercises that can be utilized for mechanical or low amplitude movements versus exercises that can be used for high-end plyometric training that's going to create an explosive stimulus for your athlete. So over the next 4 episodes, we're going to have Amy here start to demonstrate the difference between our low amplitude exercises and some high amplitude exercises that can start to utilize some power expression for your athletes. So what we're going to first show is how we can use some exercises for movement prep or warm up, and then how we can start to use these big high powered exercises, whether it be through contrast training or plyometric blocks, to try and elicit a powerful response for your athletes. So for this episode, what we're going to look at is that more vertical and horizontal force production. So Amy's going to take us through what's known as a simple pogo movement, and all it is nice and controlled low amplitude. This type of movement is something that we want to look at for a movement prep or a warm-up, not necessarily a high-end plyometric exercise that's going to improve explosive power. But what it does is it starts to teach a little bit of ankling and teaches Amy how to utilize that calf Achilles complex to produce some nice, powerful extension movement onto the ground. So Amy, if you want to start for me, it's really good to get the athlete to start bouncing up and down in the spot. Nice stiff knees, and now we're slapping the ground and moving forward. So moving forward for me, Amy, that's it, nice and controlled, and rest. Beautiful. So what you can see there, most of that explosive power or movement's coming from the Achilles and calf complex, not utilizing those knees. Now there's still going to be a little bit of softening of the knees simply because we want to absorb a little bit of the force, but most of the production comes from those feet slapping the ground and utilizing that ankle extension as we go through. So you've just seen Amy complete a pogo, nice and controlled, utilizing low amplitude that often can be used for warm-ups or movement prep. If we were to use that as a contrast exercise within a high-end training session, we're probably not going to see a huge stimulus carryover when it comes to explosive power. That's not to say mechanically it's not going to help her and also teach some really good movement patterning, but what we want to try and do is select exercises that are good for warm-ups and movement preps, but then look at exercises that are very good for explosive capacity and really working on our athletes to improve their jumping capability. So what Amy's going to demonstrate now is a simple broad jump, but with a little prep jump to start. So she's going to jump into the contact mat, hit that at pace, and then look to get the greatest distance she can moving forward. So Amy, we've got the time set for 250 milliseconds, and all we're going to do is do a little prep jump into it, hit that contact mat, moving forward as fast and as explosive as possible. So whenever you're ready, let's get underway. Hit and drive. Beautiful, good. So you can see there, Amy dropped down a little bit too deep at the end, so we're going to try it again and just try and hit that landing at the end. Here we go. Reset. Nice strong contact, here we go. Hit and stick. Much better, good. Very good. So 2:38, perfect contact time for this broad jump, and it was a really nice movement. That's something we can use within a training session to improve Amy's explosiveness.